Are you living up to your full potential? Everyone is born with unique gifts and strengths, and when you make the most of your abilities, you'll improve your relationships, do better at work, and feel more fulfilled in your day-to-day life. While self-development is a lifelong process, you can start becoming the best possible version of yourself right now. First, build a strong foundation for the future by establishing good habits. Then, work on dealing with setbacks constructively and growing as a person. 1. Practice healthy habits. Taking care of your physical and mental health is a key component of self-development. Stay physically healthy by eating a varied, nutritious diet, getting some exercise every day, and sleeping 8 hours every night. To maintain good mental health, meditate regularly and learn to manage your stress in a positive way. A few good ways to manage stress include setting healthy boundaries, doing deep breathing exercises, and writing in a journal. Good habits develop over time with repetition and self-determination. You will need to be consistent and persistent in your attempts, especially if you are trying to replace a bad habit with a good one. 2. Identify harmful habits. As humans, it is normal for us to be imperfect and to have poor habits. In order to be the best version of ourselves, we need to identify any bad habits that we do have, and eliminate them. There are some bad habits that are more obvious than others, such as smoking or drinking. However, there are other bad habits that are not so obvious. For example, you might lead an inactive lifestyle, where you sit all day and do not exercise often. You may have irregular sleeping patterns that affect your mood and health, or you may engage in negative self-talk that lowers your self-esteem. Once you are able to identify your bad habits, visualize how you want to be, and set goals to help you get there. For example, perhaps you want to lose weight. Instead of sitting on the couch all day watching television, you could go for a daily walk in the park. If you feel sluggish and fatigued all of the time, you can create a sleep schedule that states when you go to bed and when you wake up. 3. Prioritize. Ask yourself what is most important to you in life. Consider which values, activities, and people matter to you the most. Commit to spending your time and energy on your biggest priorities, and avoid wasting time on things that don't really matter to you. To determine your priorities, think about which aspects of your life you could live without, and which are essential to your happiness. For instance, you might realize that watching TV isn't a priority for you, but spending more time with your family is. 4. Set goals. Think about what you want to achieve, both in your personal life and at work or school. Then find ways to make it happen. As you achieve your goals, set new ones to work towards. Set goals that are smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. For instance, instead of setting a vague goal like write a novel, you could set a goal to write a 60,000-word rough draft in 2 months. 5. Avoid procrastination. Get important tasks done right away instead of leaving them until the last minute. Limit your access to time-wasting activities until you've checked everything off your to-do list for the day. For instance, if you're tempted to play video games in your room, do your homework at the library instead. If you have an ongoing problem with procrastination, you may find it helpful to ask yourself what you're really trying to avoid, and why. 6. Gain other perspectives. Whether you have bad behavioral habits, such as spending too much money, or mental habits, like insecurity or low self-esteem, try reaching out to others to gain a different perspective on the situation. Tell them how you feel and how you would like to improve yourself. Choose someone you trust who has good qualities that you admire and respect. Make sure that this person will validate your need for change. They should give you valuable advice and not just tell you to get over it. How to overcome the failures. 1. Keep a positive mindset. Instead of letting a failure get you down for weeks, think about what you learned from it. Remind yourself that no one is successful all the time, and setbacks are a necessary part of making progress in life. Maintain a positive mindset by developing a list of affirmations to repeat whenever you start to doubt yourself. These might include sayings like, "I can do anything I put my mind to," or "Everyone was once a beginner." 2. Forgive yourself. Wallowing in negative emotions will only make it harder for you to move past a setback. Even if a setback was completely your fault, don't dwell on it or beat yourself up. Instead, make a plan for how you'll do better next time. Then move on. For instance, if you failed a difficult college class, you might resolve to improve your study habits and then retake the class. Another method for self-forgiveness is talking about it. Many times when you feel guilty about something, you keep the misdeed to yourself, where it only grows larger and more negative in your head. Tell someone you trust what you did and be willing to receive their support. 3. Take small steps forward. The best way to get over a setback is to start making progress again. Think of some small, actionable steps you can take to get back on track. Then put them into practice. For instance, if you lost your job, you could start moving forward again by making a list of other jobs you want to apply for.